It's completely shattered. There's no way this is repairable.
We'll have her back on the road by next month.
Okay. Look at that chassis. It's completely compromised.
It'll drive again. Stronger than before, I guarantee it.
The first thing everyone heard was the laughter. It echoed across the massive luxury repair facility as mechanics, engineers, and executives stared at the damaged McLaren sitting under bright white lights. The orange supercar looked like a disaster on wheels. Its front end was shattered. Carbon fiber panels were cracked. Wiring hung loose beneath the body like exposed veins. The engine management system was completely dead. The electronic dashboard showed nothing except darkness. The owner, billionaire investor Marcus Langford, stood beside the car with folded arms. "So how long?" he asked. The lead technician glanced at the damage report. "Best case? 6 months." Marcus frowned. 6 months? The technician nodded. "Parts alone will take months. Then calibration. Then testing. This isn't a normal car. It's a McLaren." The room filled with agreement. Then someone laughed from the back. Not a mocking laugh. A quiet laugh. The kind that made people turn around. Standing near a supply shelf was a man wearing faded jeans and an old work jacket. His name was Ethan Cole. Single father. 42 years old. Part-time mechanic. Full-time survivor. Nobody important. At least that's what everyone thought. The lead technician narrowed his eyes. "You think something's funny?" Ethan shrugged. "Just surprised." "Surprised by what? That 6 months sounds reasonable to you." Silence. A few mechanics exchanged looks. Then came the laughter. Real laughter this time. The kind aimed directly at Ethan. One engineer nearly doubled over. "You," another technician said. "You think you can repair this?" Ethan looked at the McLaren. "Yeah." The room exploded. Marcus smirked. "How long?" Ethan thought for a moment. 19 hours. The laughter became deafening. Someone almost dropped a tablet. Another mechanic walked away shaking his head. The lead technician wiped tears from his eyes. 19 hours? That's right. The technician pointed toward the wrecked supercar. "That car costs more than your house." Ethan nodded. "Probably. It took our engineers 2 days just to inspect it." "Okay. And you're saying you'll fix it in 19 hours? "Yep." The room went silent. Marcus studied Ethan carefully. Most people would have backed down. Ethan didn't. His eyes never left the car. Finally Marcus spoke. "You serious?" "Completely." Marcus smiled. "If you fix it in 19 hours, I'll pay you $50,000. The entire garage froze. For Ethan, $50,000 wasn't just money. It was life-changing. His daughter Ava needed surgery. The hospital bills were crushing him. Every extra dollar mattered. Still, Ethan didn't react. Deal. The countdown started immediately. The technicians moved aside. Most stayed because they wanted entertainment. Some brought coffee. Others placed bets. Nobody believed Ethan would last more than an hour. But the first shock came almost immediately. Instead of starting with the visible damage, Ethan opened a laptop. Not a modern diagnostic computer. An old machine covered in scratches. The lead technician laughed. "What is that thing?" Ethan ignored him. Minutes later he connected the laptop to the McLaren. The screen lit up. Lines of code appeared. Error messages. System failures. Corrupted modules. The engineers watched. Then stopped laughing. Because Ethan wasn't guessing. He was reading the car's architecture faster than any of them could. Within 30 minutes he had identified the exact electronic cascade failure that had disabled 7 major systems simultaneously. One engineer stared. "That's impossible." Another shook his head. "No. That's not possible." Ethan continued working. Hour after hour. No wasted movement. No hesitation. No uncertainty. He moved like someone who already knew every bolt in the vehicle. By midnight the spectators had stopped joking. By 2 a.m. they stopped talking altogether. At 4 a.m. the lead technician quietly called another engineer. Then another. Then another. Soon half the company had gathered around the repair bay. Nobody could believe what they were seeing. Ethan had rebuilt damaged carbon fiber sections by hand. He repaired electronic modules that were supposed to be replaced. He rewired systems most mechanics wouldn't dare touch. Every solution looked impossible until it worked. Then came the biggest surprise. Around 6 a.m., Marcus noticed a small photograph taped inside Ethan's toolbox. A little girl smiling, missing 2 front teeth, holding a teddy bear. Marcus walked closer. Your daughter? Ethan nodded. Ava. How old? 10. Marcus saw something change in Ethan's expression. The confidence remained, but beneath it was exhaustion, pain, fear. The kind only a parent understands. She needs surgery. Marcus didn't ask. He already knew. Ethan nodded quietly. Heart condition. The billionaire looked at the photograph again, then at the mechanic. And suddenly the challenge didn't seem funny anymore. For the first time he wanted Ethan to succeed. The sun rose. 19 hours approached. Every employee in the building gathered around the repair bay. The McLaren looked transformed. Panels aligned perfectly. Paint flawless. Systems restored. Only one thing remained. The startup sequence. The lead technician crossed his arms. This is where it fails. Several engineers nodded. They expected hidden faults. Electrical problems. Sensor mismatches. Something. Anything. Ethan climbed into the driver's seat. The countdown showed 14 minutes remaining. Everyone watched. Nobody breathed. Ethan pressed the ignition button. Nothing happened. The crowd erupted. There it is! I knew it! Game over! Some laughed again. Others shook their heads. The lead technician smirked. Then Ethan reached beneath the steering column. A hidden access panel opened. He adjusted one connector. Closed the panel. Pressed the ignition again. The engine exploded to life. The sound hit the room like thunder. People jumped. Several technicians nearly fell backward. The McLaren roared with pure mechanical fury. Every display illuminated. Every system activated. No warning lights. No faults. No errors. Nothing. Perfect. Absolute silence followed. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Even the engine seemed quieter than the shock filling the room. Marcus checked his watch. 11 minutes remaining. The challenge was over. Ethan had done it. The garage erupted. Not with laughter. With applause. Mechanics who mocked him first were now cheering. Engineers shook their heads in disbelief. Several employees recorded videos. Others simply stared. The lead technician walked forward slowly. I don't understand. Ethan smiled. You looked at parts. What? You focused on replacing parts. The technician frowned. Ethan tapped the hood. I focused on understanding the car. Marcus stepped closer. Where did you learn all this? For the first time Ethan hesitated. Then he answered. McLaren. Silence. What? I used to work there. Nobody moved. The billionaire blinked. You worked for McLaren? Ethan nodded. The room felt frozen. The lead technician laughed nervously. No, you didn't. Ethan reached into his toolbox. He pulled out an old employee badge. Worn edges. Faded photograph. Official identification. The room exploded into whispers. Marcus stared. Senior systems engineer? Ethan nodded. One mechanic nearly fainted. Another looked physically sick. The lead technician's face turned pale. You were a senior engineer? Years ago. What happened? Ethan looked toward the photograph of Ava. My wife got sick. Nobody spoke. I left everything. His voice remained calm. Career. Promotions. Money. The garage became completely silent. I took whatever work I could find. Marcus understood immediately. Ethan hadn't fallen because he failed. He had sacrificed everything for his family. The billionaire slowly removed his wallet. Then stopped. No. He reached for his phone instead. A few calls followed. Quiet conversations. Then more calls. Then another. 20 minutes later a black helicopter appeared overhead. Everyone rushed outside. The helicopter landed beside the facility. A group of executives stepped out. One of them immediately walked toward Ethan. The moment he saw him, his eyes widened. Ethan? Ethan smiled. Hello, Richard. The executive laughed. I thought you'd disappeared. The employees looked confused. Marcus looked confused. The lead technician looked terrified. Because Richard wasn't just an executive. He was the global engineering director for McLaren. And he clearly knew Ethan. Very well. Richard turned toward the crowd. Do any of you know who this man is? Nobody answered. Richard pointed directly at Ethan. Half the technology in modern McLarens exists because of him. The crowd went silent. One employee actually dropped a coffee cup. The executive continued. When Ethan left, we lost one of the greatest engineering minds we've ever had. Shock spread everywhere. The lead technician looked like he wanted the ground to open beneath him. Marcus stared at Ethan. You never told anyone? Ethan shrugged. No reason. Richard laughed. Typical Ethan. Then the executive reached into his briefcase. He removed a folder. We've been searching for you for 6 years. Ethan looked surprised. Richard handed him the folder. Inside was an offer. A massive one. Executive engineering position. 7-figure salary. Full benefits. Company housing. Private transportation. Stock options. The crowd gasped. Even Marcus looked stunned. Richard smiled. Come home. Ethan stared at the offer. For a long moment nobody spoke. Then he asked a single question. My daughter's treatment? Richard smiled. Already covered. Ethan froze. What? The company will handle everything. Tears appeared in Ethan's eyes. For the first time in 19 hours, he looked vulnerable. Not because of the challenge. Not because of the pressure. Because someone had just given hope back to his daughter. Marcus stepped forward. Actually. Everyone looked at him. The billionaire smiled. I'd like to contribute. He turned toward Ethan. The $50,000 still stands. Ethan blinked. You don't have to. I'm not finished. Marcus pointed toward the repaired McLaren. That car taught me something. The crowd listened carefully. Marcus continued. I almost trusted titles instead of talent. Nobody spoke. The billionaire extended his hand. You saved my car. Then he smiled. And maybe reminded all of us that greatness doesn't always arrive wearing a suit. The entire garage erupted into applause once more. Louder than before. Longer than before. This time nobody laughed at Ethan Cole. Nobody underestimated him. Nobody saw a struggling mechanic. They saw a father. A man who sacrificed everything for his child. A genius who never demanded recognition. A person who kept moving forward even when life stripped away every reward he had earned. As the applause continued, Ethan looked down at the photograph of Ava. The little girl smiling back from inside the toolbox. For years he had carried the weight of impossible odds. Bills. Fear. Responsibility. Loneliness. Now, standing beside a perfectly repaired McLaren that supposedly needed 6 months of work, he finally allowed himself a small smile. Because 19 hours had done more than fix a supercar. 19 hours had rebuilt an entire future. And for the first time in a very long time, that future looked brighter than anything he had ever imagined.